Hello everyone, welcome back to another game unboxing. Today I was at my local game store and saw that they had these Superfight expansions. We have a Street Fighter expansion and an 80's expansion. And unlike most of the other expansions, these two can be played with or without the core game. So this one says, the world's most legendary fighting franchise is now in your Superfight cards. Use these cards on their own or with any other Superfight decks to bring classics like Ryu, Chun-Li, and M. Bison off the screen and onto your table for the most epic battles you've argued about. 80's one is the same way. So it says gnarly cards, brah. This deck's got totally righteous set of 80's cards to remind you how rad things were back in the day. Go ahead and mix this deck with any of your other decks or play it on its own. So I first played Super Fight when it came in a very small box and it was part of a loot crate. Like it was kind of like a not like a starter set, but almost like a very basic version of the game with enough cards for you to actually play a few hands with. I have not yet seen the core game back in stores for a while. I actually don't own the core game because every game store I go to hasn't been able to get it in yet. I have seen it at Barnes and Noble, but that was a while ago when the first game came out a couple years ago. So still hoping it's going to be available soon, but with that, I picked up these two decks because could be played on their own. I really like Street Fighter, and I really like the 80's as well. So we're just going to go ahead and get these decks open. We're going to go ahead and open the Street Fighter deck first. So again, these can be mixed in with the core Super Fight game or other decks as well. And it's also a standalone too, which is kind of cool. So the basis of Super Fight is you are creating characters or having these fictitious battles, I should say, with various characters or themes. So like we could have one. A little counterfeit alert here. So there's Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Cammy, Sakura, Guile, Charlie, Alex, Ibuki. Not sure who that is. Juri, um, Karen or Karin. These are just various characters in the game. You have Armika, Dalsim, Balrog, M. Bison, Vega, Zangief, Evil Ryu, E. Honda, Yun and Kang, Dudley, El Fuerte, Elena, Blanca, Akuma, Sagat, Thailong, Rose, T-Hawk, Poison, DJ, Mikado, Sea Viper, Sean, Dan Hibuki, Dan basically, that Hugo, Hakan, Guy, Birdie, Rolento, Oro, Goken, Gen, and what's this? Juan and Julio, or Julie, Oni, Q, Remy, Adon, Sodom, 12, Evil Blank, and basically draw a character card. So, and here are the different attacks. There's Hadoukens, of course, Sonic Booms, Psycho Crushers, 100 Hand Slabs, Sumo Headbutt, Shuriken, Lightning Kick, Spinning Pile Driver, and the list goes on and on. Ultimate Attack signs and throws an autograph. That's from Dan, of course. And what you're doing in Super Fight is each character is you're basically creating a character out of these random cards in this deck. So I might have Sea Viper against, let's say, draw one out randomly, Sakura. And then it's basically you add two. The thing here, oh, another promo card it looks like. So Sea Viper could be using Yoga Fire and can also shoot Hadoukens in multiple directions, while Sakura, let's see what she might be using, a Lightning Kick while wearing a high-tech battle suit. And then you go back and forth with the other players and you argue which one of these characters would win in a fight. So again, we have Sakura using Lightning Kick and wearing a high-tech battle suit against Sea Viper. Um, using Yoga Fire and can fire Hadoukens in multiple directions. And you basically just go through and say, I think this character will win, or I think this character would win. It looks like we have different attacks here. So there's also this guy's armed with Sean's basketball, is an undercover Interpol agent. And these will just modify the characters and give them different abilities and different powers, basically. So it looks like for the Street Fighter version, basically you have a white deck of all the characters from the games, plus this card which lets you say evil, for example, it's evil Balrog. Balrog's not nice already, but it could be evil Sakura, even though there is evil Ryu in the deck as well. So that is the Street Fighter edition. Actually, there's also a counterfeit warning. So, Superfight Cordex purchased after January 1st, 2016 have been the target of pirates. Not that kind. Double checks that your core set says printed in the USA to be sure you have a legitimate copy. And then, of course, just other stuff that you can buy. They also make a game called Red Flags, which I've played, which is also pretty fun. Go ahead and open the 80s deck. I think this one's going to be a little bit more diverse than the Street Fighter deck. But we're going to go ahead and get the 80s deck open. And they have a ton of other new decks too. So there's like an 80s deck. There's almost like a fantasy themed deck now. There's one that's kind of more video game focused. A bunch of other stuff. So they've definitely come out with a lot of expansions. So we have the character cards, which are these white cards. This one looks like it actually adds in the blue and purples too. So we have the abilities or the modifiers. These are kind of like random situations. So these people are fighting inside a real life game of Pac-Man. And there's these other ones that says, okay, all the fighters must spend their mornings each morning in detention. Obviously, like a breakfast club kind of thing. Or all fighters are wearing Reebok pumps. That may or may not help certain characters here. Let's take a look at some of the characters here. There's the Garbage Pail Kids, Alf, Andre the Giant, Jessica Rabbit, Double Dragon Brothers, Beetlejuice, Biff Tannen, Bill and Ted, City Boy, born and raised in South Detroit, of course, haha. Dark Helmet, John McClane, Dirk the Daring, Doc Brown, Dolph Lundgren. We have Ed McMahon, sentient fanny pack worn by blank. You draw a random character. So sentient fanny pack worn by the Garbage Pail Kids. There's Ferris Bueller, Beastie Boys, any Arnold Schwarzenegger character. Preferably 80s, but it does say any. Glowworm, pick a Goonie, so any of the Goonies, Hans Gruber, Howard the Duck, Hulk Hogan, Muppet, so you can choose whatever Muppet you want. Goblin King, Jareth from Labyrinth. We have Kit, LeVar Burton, Lou Ferrigno, Macho Man Randy Savage, Madonna, whatever version you want, I suppose. Mary Lou Retton, Maverick, pre-Goose dying, Maverick, post-Goose dying. Pretty funny. Mr. T, Mrs. Pac-Man, Pee Wee Herman, Punky Brewster, Michael Jordan, RoboCop, Captain EO, Starscream, Sting, Breakfast Club, and the Duck Hunt Dog. Doesn't say if the Sting is the singer or the wrestler, so you can use it either way, I guess. And then we have a couple random superpowers here. So it commands a troop of zombie backup dancers. Thriller. Has the Care Bear stare. Has a what's this? Has a prehensile side ponytail with super strength. Can summon anything from a martial arts catalog. Riding a luck dragon. Can harness the smell of eternal stench. Or armed with Rubik's Cube grenades that explode if they aren't solved. So then we have these modifiers. So let's just do a couple random characters here. So we'll do Maverick, pre-Goose dying, and we'll do Hans Gruber from Die Hard. And he basically has a side ponytail and can summon anything from a martial arts catalog fighting. He's armed with the Rubik's Cube and armed with a Nest Zapper that really zaps. So currently in the fight, we have Hans Gruber with a side ponytail with superpowers, and he can also summon anything from martial arts catalog, so like swords, like ninja stars, that kind of stuff. We have Maverick, pre-Goose dying, armed with a Nintendo Zapper, and has Rubik's Cube grenades. So who would have been fighting here? Obviously, probably just because he has a gun that actually works. Maybe it's Maverick. But also, this is pre-Goose dying Maverick, so he isn't as serious. He's kind of cocky. So maybe he underestimates Hans Gruber. We're going to add a random situation here as well, which is all fighters are armed with fanny packs full of weapons. Plus, just grab a random one. They are on the Challenger space shuttle. maybe not that. I don't know. So we're fighting on a space shuttle with fanny packs full of weapons, and it's Hans Gruber with these two powers versus Maverick with these two powers. I really like Die Hard, so I'm just going to go with Hans Gruber. He's maybe got his terrorist buddies coming in to help out, that kind of thing. They both have bunches and bunches of weapons, but maybe just Maverick underestimates Hans Gruber because it's the pre-Goose 9 version of Maverick, and he isn't as serious as after he gets killed. I don't know. But that is just an example here. So this has been the Superfight 80s edition. We also looked at the Street Fighter edition. I think I'm liking the 80s edition a little bit more. Seems like they could have added some more, some blue cards or purple cards to the Street Fighter deck. So if I had to choose one to say is better, I'm definitely liking the 80s deck. But that's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.